Oh boy. Yeah, it was that kind of night, ladies and gentlemen. It was that kind of night. So, Hell in a Cell, 2019. What a fucking disaster. I forgot to even pull the card up, but. Oh boy. This, Oh boy. Like, this was all kinds of bad, and we'll get into why to end this review. So, just want to start by saying this seemed like a show that this seemed like a show that they forgot existed, because it was an 8-match card. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Technically an 11-match card, because this Wikipedia page is counting the 24/7 title matches. If you take those away, it was a 9-match card. So 9-match card, technically. We won't count 24/7 title defenses. And 4 of those matches were made on WWE Now, aka the pre-show, an hour before the pre-show, and one of them was made on the pre-show. They had 4 matches an hour before this event, and one of them was made 2 hours after SmackDown on Friday. So, worth noting, there was almost the even split. The women got 4 matches, the men got 5. Actually, and if you count the 24/7 title defenses, there was technically women in 6 matches. And if you want to count those as a whole, there was 5 women's matches, 4 men's, and 1 multigender. But we won't count those because, you know, it's just, they're short things. But they're not really matches, and we're just title changes. But let's start with the only pre-show match. Only one pre-show match now, because the Cruiserweight title is now part of NXT. Natalya versus Lacey Evans. Like I said on the predictions, who cares, really? I picked Natty to win because I figured her winning would end this feud. And she did win, but I was wrong. Lacey missed a moonsault. They got about 9 minutes, 25 seconds. Got some decent time. Only match on the pre-show. They still couldn't even get 10 minutes, though. Lacey missed a moonsault, and the Natty locked her in a sharpshooter, and that was it. But then after the match was over, Lacey was just getting up and minding her own business, and then Natty just clocked her because she felt like it. I guess she deserved it. I guess. So now, tomorrow, or today, actually, I think, on Raw, there's going to be a last women's standing match between Natty and Lacey, which Lacey will probably win because it's usually a heel stipulation. Oh, well, is it? No, not really. I don't know. She'll probably win, though. Start the main show. By the way, I do also mention there's 2 matches that I really liked a lot, and they were both women's matches, so props to the women tonight. This was the first of them. Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship inside Hell in a Cell. This was the longest match of the night to start the show, 21 minutes and 50 seconds, and damn, they got fucking creative. They pulled out all the stops. They had a shit ton of weapons, and it was a really, really good match, which I'm not really surprised about because these are 2 of the best women's wrestlers in the company, 2 of the best women's wrestlers in the world, and they have great chemistry with each other. I did pick Sasha, but deep down I felt like she wasn't going to win because I was feeling like, the more I thought about it, I'm like, are they really going to give Sasha a belt within right as she came back after walking out and being gone 5 months? And the answer is no, they didn't. It was a good match. Near the end, Sasha threw again. They got really creative. They used a bunch of chairs and kendo sticks and got really creative. Used a cell. It was great. Near the end, Sasha threw like 15 fucking chairs in the ring, and but then Beck got on the top rope, was going to do the meteor on Becky on the chairs, but Becky caught her with the Beck Sploder and then got her and disarm her and made her tap. So Sasha loses for the first time she just came back. Becky retains. What does Becky do now? I don't know. Does Ronda come back? Is it Shayna? I was really surprised by this because Becky is all over the marketing for SmackDown. Like, she's all over it. The SmackDown commercial ended playing her theme. And so unless she loses the belt today on Raw, then she's staying on Raw, which is interesting. I really thought she was going to SmackDown. Maybe she still is. Maybe she'll get a rematch today on Raw and she'll win. But she might as well have just won this one. I don't know. Up next, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, Bludgeon Brothers, in a tag match, 16 minutes, 45 seconds, tornado tag match. This match was alright. It was not as good as the Roman Taker versus McIntyre Shane match, which was surprisingly really good, but it was still pretty good. It picked up about halfway through when I was kind of falling asleep for the first half of it. The first half of it was kind of a cool down from the Hell in a Cell, but then I think Roman speared Rowan through a table, and then Bryan and Harper went at it for a bit, and the finish was great. I think Harper was gonna do a thing on Bryan, and then he got Superman punched, then running kneed, and then speared. So at least they didn't make Harper look very weak getting pinned. Not surprising that Harper got pinned, but at least he took all that shit. So Bryan and Roman win, and then at the end they hugged it out and shook hands. So it's official. Daniel Bryan is a babyface again. And you probably won't see him for a couple weeks because I doubt he's going to work Saudi Arabia. He was refused the last couple times, so I doubt he'll be on this one. Up next, this match was made impromptu on the pre-show. Randy Orton versus Ali. They got a good amount of time, 12 minutes, and 10 seconds. These next couple matches get progressively shorter soon enough. 12 minutes and 10 seconds. The real talking point for this match also that was like 8 months in the making because Orton's the one who injured Ali when he had all that momentum like 8 months ago. Well, not really, but he injured him in the storyline. So Ali's chance for revenge. The real talking point was near the end where Orton went for the RKO and Ali countered it with a handstand. It was incredible, and then went for the he went to the well one too many times. You can never hit a signature twice. He went for the rolling X Factor again, but then rolled into an RKO, and Randy wins. So Ali gets pay-per-view match, I guess. Good for him. Up next, my other really favorite match tonight: the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Alexa and Nikki Cross. 10 minutes and 25 seconds. This one. It was hastily made about an hour before, but it was the right match to make. Worth noting the interesting factor I saw from the beginning. I noticed that Kairi and Asuka were working heels because Kairi went for the handshake to start the match and immediately did the heel thing where she dragged her in the corner and all that. Kairi did an incredible thing where she did the stomping thing and poked Cross in the eye. And I'm like, wow, they're really going to be heels. And then they solidified it at the end because at the end, Alexa did a rolling senton off the apron but injured her back. And then Cross was getting Asuka up for the neckbreaker, and Asuka went full Muda and spit green mist right in her face. And Asuka and Kairi Sane are now heels, and they are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. The announcers weren't very clear on what the Women's Tag Team Champions are going to do during the draft. I guess they get to be on both brands. I guess so. Same with the 24/7 Championship. I guess so, at least. So the heel turn I did not expect, but I'm down with it. I don't know if it's going to work for Kairi, but Asuka, oh man, I've been waiting so long for Asuka to go full heel. Closest we got was in NXT, near the end of her championship run in the Ember Moon feud. But I've been waiting so long for her to go full heel, and she's finally doing it now. So I'm fucking ready for it. I'm down with them as heels. I don't know if they're going to get Paige back. Paige is gone as recovering from neck surgery. I don't really, now that they're heels though, I don't really think they need Paige, to be honest. I kind of hope they don't put him back with her because I really don't think they need Paige. But good shit. Asuka using the mist was awesome. Down with the heel turn. Although, even though Kairi Sane's the last person I expected to turn heel, but they've both worked heel before. And outside of the WWE, Kairi was a heel in like Lucha Underground or something, I think. So awesome. Love it. Up next, Viking Raiders and a mystery partner who was revealed to be Braun Strowman versus the OC. This match got about 8 minutes, 15 seconds. Big men dominated most of the match until OC jumped Strowman and then got DQ'd. Viking Raiders made the save after, took out Gallows and Anderson, and then Strowman, to build up the fact that he's going to have a confrontation with Tyson Fury, fucking One Punch Man Styles and knocked him out. Styles got these hands, so to speak, and then the babyfaces left, and then Styles did the Triple H at Survivor Series thing, was stumbling all across the ring, and they had to carry him out, and that was funny. That was good comedy. AJ is still the United States champion, by the way. Belt didn't get defended. Nakamura wasn't here either. Neither tag titles were defended. Just some fun facts thrown out there. Also, there were two 24/7 title changes. Tamina pinned Carmella backstage, and then later R-Truth pinned Tamina. Michael Cole called R-Truth a 20-time 24/7 champion. I don't know if that's correct. Let me double check. It is correct. He is now a 20-time 24/7 champion. I'm trying to remember how many reigns Raven had with the Hardcore Championship. I can actually find it here. Because he's definitely, I think, approaching Raven territory. Let me see. Raven had the belt 27 times. So Truth's actually almost there. So he'll probably pass Raven, to be honest. In the middle of those 24/7 title reigns, Chad Gable and Baron Corbin, who's now King Corbin. 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we finally end the train of each match being shorter than the last. It's so weird to me that Corbin has looked great in the ring since the King of the Ring tournament started. And it's incredible to me that he has such good chemistry with Chad Gable, but he had absolutely no chemistry with Seth Rollins. I don't know if he magically learned how to wrestle in that month he was off television, but he looks a lot better, man. And they have good chemistry. The only knock on this match, I would say, is it's kind of the same match they've been having, but that's still a good match. They're having good matches. There's just not much different. And Gable won. Gable won clean, kinda. Corbin went to get the scepter and hit him with it, because that's how he lost to Gable by DQ on Raw after hitting him with the scepter. But Gable ducked and got him with a roll-up, and Gable wins. Gable pins King Corbin, and then the ring announcer said, "Here's your winner, Shorty Gable," because Corbin knighted him Shorty Gable before the match, and they're calling him that now. At least he won. That's fine. Oh, and also later, Chad gave an impassioned speech backstage, and then Corbin jumped him because lol. Anyway, Charlotte Flair versus Bayley, SmackDown Women's Championship. Back to the trend of matches being shorter than the last. 10 minutes, 15 seconds. Bayley, it was about half and half, I'd say, in the control. Bayley is a heel now, so she was doing her heel shit. Even though she still has her babyface entrance. I like it, though, just because it's like, her character is kind of an in-denial character right now, where she's still pretending to be a role model. It's kind of like Sami Zayn, how Sami Zayn kept his babyface music, but he used it as a troll, you know? So, and Bayley's in denial, so I think her keeping her music for now works. Although, it'll be interesting to see if her character changes, because near the end, Bayley got a roll-up and put her feet on the ropes, but the ref caught her, and then Charlotte caught her in the figure 8 and made her tap. Charlotte Flair, 10-time women's champion. She's now 6 away from her dad, although Ric Flair is really like a 20-time world champion. There's some reigns that WWE doesn't recognize for whatever weird reason, but that's never a conversation for another time. But Charlotte Flair, 10-time women's champion now. Double digits. Big 10. Who does she feud with now? I don't know. Ronda? When's Ronda coming back? She is coming back, ain't she? I hear she's coming back soon. I mean, she was going to get pregnant, but I guess that didn't work out. I don't fucking know. She's not pregnant by now, so I mean, if she were to get pregnant right now, we wouldn't see her, like, she wouldn't even make it back by Mania. So, and the rumor is she's making it back for SmackDown Fox, so I don't fucking know. But do we run back Charlotte and Becky again, or is Charlotte a face now? Charlotte's kind of a tweener. I don't know, man. But the point is, afterwards, Bayley kind of had a mental breakdown, and she lost her shit and started crying and shoving people away and telling the crowd to shut up. So this actually could finally be the true character change for Bayley, and I'm down for it. Definitely down for it. I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm guessing maybe she'll get a rematch. I honestly don't know. I'm also guessing her and Sasha stay on the same brand, whether that be Raw or SmackDown. They keep them together. And now we get to the moment you're all waiting for. Oh, God. The main event. Seth Rollins versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. 17 minutes, 30 seconds. I want to get my phone out here because I can chronicle this pretty well because I was sending my sister updates on the match. So let me see what I sent her. So they started off sort of back and forth. Rollins ended up splashing Bray for a table, which Bray no-selled. I put Rollins at a stomp. Bray no-sold that. Bray hit the Sister Abigail. After that, Rollins kicked out at 2. Bray ended up pulling out a large-ass like mallet thing, and then they were on the outside, and Rollins super kicked him twice and stomped him onto the mallet. Let's see. Here's what I said. Rollins hits 3 stomps, and then 4. Bray kicks out at 1. 6 stomps, 7, 8, 9. Crowd's booing Rollins. Rollins headshots Bray with a chair. He did. They dared bring back chair headshot. I'm serious. Bray was laying down. He wasn't standing up, but he fucking headshotted him. And then crowd booing Seth heavily. Let's see. Wait. No, I went too far. Headshots him. Bray kicks out at 1. Rollins smashes a ladder into Bray's face. Bray kicks out at 1. Seth has a toolbox. He smashes it over Bray's face with the ladder. Rollins has a sledgehammer. Crowd booing Seth heavily. Crowd was not happy at the notion that Rollins could do anything to Bray Wyatt. The more curb stomps he hit, the more they booed him. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see, yes. Seth smashes the hammer into stuff on Bray's head. Ref calls for the bell. Crowd pissed. Huge AEW chants. The Fiend wakes up and destroys Seth. Seth coughs up blood after the mandible claw. Crowd's gone completely rogue and are booing the entire time. They're beyond pissed. Lights go out. And the show ends to Bray's laughter and a furious crowd. And my sister's response to that was, yikes. And that about sums it up. Yikes. The crowd apparently booed and chanted for refunds for more than 20 minutes after the show ended. I don't know what to say. I'm reading a Wikipedia page right here. Jason Powell of ProWrestling.net stated it was one of the most idiotic finishes he's ever seen. And I don't know how you could disagree with that. It really was. I mean, sure, Wyatt looked fucking invincible, but there's a couple things here. They've completely buried the curb stomp as a finish. It was one thing for Brock to kick out of it twice. There's one thing for Strowman to kick out of it 3 times. But Rollins hit a total of, I think, 12 or 13 curb stomps during this match. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is, there's conflicting on what the actual result was. The Wikipedia page listed it as a no contest. Some people were listing it as a DQ win for Bray. It doesn't matter. The point is, this is the second year in a row that there's been a non-finish in the main event of Hell in a Cell. By the way, somebody on Twitter was spreading that it was the 3rd year in a row. I don't know where that shit comes from, because in 2017, Owens defeated Zayn in a 39-minute Hell in a Cell. Owens defeated Shane after interference from Zayn in a 30-minute Hell in a Cell match. That's when Sammy turned heel. But that match had a finish, and that match was awesome, actually. But last year we had the Brock shit, and this year we have this shit. They've ruined Seth Rollins. They actually did it. They actually found a way to make internet darling indie lord Seth Rollins into Roman Reigns 2.0. How the fuck they managed that, I have absolutely no clue. But they did it. The Mad Lads did it. They ruined Seth Rollins. Did they ruin The Fiend? I don't personally think so. Some people are saying, oh, they ruined The Fiend. They definitely ruined Seth Rollins. Did they ruin The Fiend? I don't think so. Because he looked fucking invincible. He took 13 curb stomps and still got up at the end and destroyed Rollins. And the fans people will point out, oh, well, they were booing him. They were booing the entire time. They weren't booing him. They were booing the situation. They were booing the fact that it ended in a non-finish, because they wanted to see Bray win the title. Every time Rollins had never curb stomped, they booed because they wanted to see Bray win the title. They weren't booing Bray. They were booing the situation. But they fucked Seth. They really have. So if anything, Seth looked like a heel in this, and Bray looked like a babyface, which I don't think was the intended result. But that's what happened. But yeah, this was an unmitigated disaster. That's my favorite phrase, and it applies here. It was an unmitigated disaster. One of the worst pay-per-view finishes I've ever seen. Or as Jason Powell of ProWrestling.net put it, one of the most idiotic finishes he's ever seen. Yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad. Maybe they should have booked this pay-per-view a week later so they could have, done it properly. Because they forgot about this pay-per-view, and then they rushed it, and then they did some bullshit. I don't think Bray is ruined, but I'm interested to see what he does now. Do they do a rematch in Saudi Arabia? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what's next, by the way. If you're wondering, is shit gonna get better now? Fucking no. October 31st. Halloween. Saudi Arabia. Crown Jewel 2. Electric Boogaloo. Got one match booked right now. Team Hogan versus Team Flair, which TNA already did 9 years ago. Current members of Team Hogan, Rollins and Rusev. Oh, well, that answers your question. The Universal title is not going to even be defended at Crown Jewel. There you go. Current members of Team Flair, Randy Orton and Baron Corbin. And probably Bobby Lashley. Ali will maybe be on Team Hogan, which is ironic, putting a minority on Team Hogan. But Rusev's already on there, so I guess it makes sense. Probably just loaded up with minorities. They'll probably put Kofi on there too. They'll probably I bet you the rest of Hogan's team will be black people to really drive home the point that Hogan totally doesn't hate black people. Don't worry, guys, he totally doesn't. And probably Brock versus Cain Velasquez at that show as well. Fucking okay. There won't be any world. Actually, will that match even be for the belt though? Probably not. It'll probably just be non-title. Kane will probably beat him. It'll probably be non-title, and then Brock will get the win at Mania in a rematch. Oh god, so there's not gonna be a title match at Crown Jewel. Yeah, this is a fucking disaster. This is an absolute disaster. Where does Rollins go from here? No clue. Where does Wyatt go from here? No clue. Where does anybody go from here? No clue. At least the women's Hell in a Cell was great, and the Kabuki Warriors are heels and tag champions, and Asuka used the mist, and it was awesome. Not awesome enough to save the show, but awesome enough for me to take something cool away from it, so that's good. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. This was probably the worst show of the year, and I don't think it's going to get topped. This is one of the worst finishes I've ever seen. Oh, God. Well, at least we got the Wednesday Night Wars. But that's it for my review of Hell in a Cell 2019. Join me back on November 1st for my review of Crown Jewel 2, Electric Boogaloo, and a couple days before for my predictions. That's going to be a shit show because every single Saudi event has sucked. The first one was okay. The Greatest Rumble was okay. But the other two have sucked. So, how much what's this one suck? Probably a lot. Yeah, that's that. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're in the description. My name is Noah Taff. It's been my review of Hell in a Cell 2019. I'm going to use my favorite phrase one more time. Unmitigated disaster. See you guys next time. Bye. Oh, almost forgot. I'm going to see Joker in theaters today at about 2:30. So after I do that, I'm going to do a review. So Joker review tomorrow. That'll be fun. Bye, guys.